Hi friends, it is Saturday and it is time for stamp class. Good morning. Let's see, make sure I look like everything's pretty straight. I'll wait just a minute to allow notifications to go out to let everyone know that stamp class is live. I know that can take just a minute. So happy Saturday, happy Easter weekend. It's like we've got some friends hopping on now. Good morning. Good morning. Hi, Jan. Glad to have you here, and LaDonna is here. So I know with this being Easter weekend, we had some friends traveling and some friends that have family here to visit. So I know that we may not be a very big group this morning, but there's always the replay. Good morning. So definitely, if you're here watching the replay, we're glad you're joining us as well. We're going to make some fun projects this morning. So if you registered for class, you have your class packet, so you'll want to grab that. And then we are using the Artfully Composed suite of products today. And if you do not have this stamp set, you're going to be able to substitute other sentiments. This class is designed so that you don't have to have this stamp set, but if you do, you can just use the sentiments that I use. Oliver's with me and Dale is with me. Good morning. Got a couple friends with us this morning. Hi, Julie. So we're going to jump right in because, like I said, I know a lot of people have other plans today, but we will just still have a good time and they can watch the replay. Okay, so we are using Artfully Composed Designer Series paper. It's absolutely fabulous. This is the suite of products that we used in the after party. Each time a new catalog launches, I have a launch party where we get to know some of the products, and then we have an after party, so even having more fun with lots of pretty things. And when this mini catalog launched, this was the suite that we used for after party, so you can tell that paper is just fabulous. Lots of beautiful colors. We have Bumblebee, Calypso Coral, Evening Evergreen, Just Jade, Mint Macaron, Old Olive, Pale Papaya, and Pear Pizzazz. So bright and fun and tropical. You will need your green ink pad. I think any green, don't you think any green would work, Dee? I'm using Evening Evergreen, but I think any green will work because we've got such an array of greens in this Designer Series paper. So this is what your packet looks like. Be sure to look at the back. We actually slipped the embellishments in the back this time, so don't lose those. They're in a clear envelope, but everything that you need as far as your cut cardstock, die cut pieces, Designer Series paper are in this package. You will need your adhesive. I think maybe a paper snips, your take your pick tool, some dimensionals or glue dots, just whatever adhesive of choice. And then let's take a look at the stamp set. I think it's beautiful. I'll show you some samples that are using the stamped images. We're not doing that today, but I've got some samples to share with you. Love beautiful fonts, and these are definitely gorgeous with really nice sentiments.
Floor and Joanne is joining.
Hi, Joanne and Floor. We're glad you're here. Now, my die set is kind of a hot mess because I've used it so much. I haven't taken the time to put it on a magnet sheet, and actually that's something Dale typically does for us, but we've used this one quite a lot. Lots of beautiful leaves, and you've got the outer image and then also the actual leaf. There's a couple of small dies that can emboss. They don't cut, but you're able to actually emboss with them and get a really cool effect, like on your sentiment pieces or even on your cards or envelopes. And then I wanted to definitely point out this piece, this die. I love when Stampin' Up! Puts in kind of an extra little bonus. We will be using this on our last card, and it's just an awesome border die. Something different, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, let's take a look at a few samples. First, we're going to see a card that's just stamps, ink, and paper. So just using those stamps to create our own background and pulling in several greens. Super simple. Here's another one. I just used the leaf die to cut that out to stamp my sentiment on.
It's a frayed ribbon under it.
Oh yes, it is. That's right. They'll added a little bit of texture. There's some white ribbon that's part of this suite. It's been kind of hard to get your hands on. It's been hard to get Stampin' Up! As far as supply chain issues, but then you know, it sells out pretty quickly when it's back in stock. So I'm not sure that it's available right now. We're not using it in the class today, but it is really cool. You're able to pull those fibers apart and just add those, and it just gives a little texture. And then I have a card that I made on a Facebook Live, and I definitely wanted to show you this one because I stamped that on the envelope. I thought that was really cool. And just stamping that same image on the designer series paper gives you a really neat effect. Oh, this one I actually took the belly band off. It has a belly band and opens like this with some decoration on the inside, but that just slides onto the card. And I think some of these we made actually in that after party. This is a fun layout that you can use lots of different designer series paper patterns and really show them off. This works with really any paper that you're using. Then I have one, this was actually a swap. There is some vellum that is part of the suite, and I don't think that I pulled it out, but you do have at least one piece that we're working with today in the projects, but very, very pretty. It's got a map, I'm trying to think, a map and then also a letter.
Right.
Oh, and I can't remember what the other print is, but it's in black on one and white on the other. Very, very pretty. It's always fun to add just a little bit of vellum to a project. And then this is the pearlized paper, and I cut the leaves and just used that negative image over the designer series paper to create this card. And on this one, I used the dies to emboss into the pearlized paper. So I'll bring that fairly close, and hopefully that will pick up on camera. You can actually use your silicone craft sheet and put that in with your sandwich through your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and prevent the die from cutting into your paper. And it just leaves that embossed image. So this one turned out really, really cool. You can feel that texture. And then you'll notice that on a lot of these projects, I've used the faux sea glass shapes. And those were not in stock when I designed the class. They weren't available. So I substituted some embellishments in your packet. You have a few of the sea glass, but then I also put some opal rounds. So you've got both of those. So you may want to wait till the end to embellish and figure out where you want those sea glass shapes. But you can really sprinkle on your embellishments however you want. You've got enough for at least 3 for every project. We doing okay, Dee?
Yep, doing good.
Okay. We'll get started with our first project. And y'all let me know, we can do 3 videos like we normally do, or if you want, we can just do 2 this morning. And we can do an extra project now. So you guys let us know if you'd rather have 2 videos or 3, one at 9, 10, and 11. Now this first project is super, super simple, but I just love the way that it turned out. We've got a Calypso coral card base, and it's 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. Have that white inside panel. Then I actually ran this piece of Calypso coral cardstock through the bark embossing folder. And it's one that I've used quite a bit. It is retiring, and I forgot to look to see if it's still available, but if you don't have this embossing folder and you love dry embossing, this is a great one to have. I think it gives lots of cool texture. Worked really well on this project. So let's burnish our card base here. Their comments?
It was, yeah, Madonna said, oh, top folding.
Yes, top folding card. I've got to open a new bottle of glue. I always like it when they're nice and clean. That doesn't last long, does it? We'll put a piece of...
Clean's overrated.
Clean is overrated. Oh, will you put that in the trash for me? You and Oliver do a little work for Mom. So we'll just put that on the inside. Of course, you could do some stamping if you want to. Some of those leaves would look really nice in there. Or you can live on the edge and stamp later. Glue it in and stamp later. Let me tell y'all what I did yesterday. I was working on some card swaps, and I forgot to close my ink pad, and then I set my Stampin' Seal Plus down in my ink pad and got black ink all over me. So close those ink pads, y'all. Couldn't figure out what was going on. Be sure to use plenty of adhesive with this embossed piece so that you get good adherence. Is that a word?
Well, if agreeance is a word, adherence is got to be a word.
It does. We're being silly this morning. Any voting on 2 or 3?
No voting yet.
No voting? Okay, we'll just stick with 3 if nobody votes. And then we can just add that panel. Now, of course, you could pop it up. Now, I didn't on this first one, but I think we will. Because when in doubt, we pop it up, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Can you hand me that trash can so I don't have to give you, thank you, all the dimensional backs and everything? Ooh, I've got a brand new pack of dimensionals too this morning. Let us know what you guys have planned for the weekend. Oliver's going to get a bath and hopefully a haircut at 11. Little stinky boy. And we'll just add this panel. I love the coral and white combo. I'm going to pass that off to Dale, make sure that looks okay. Make sure I got it straight. No. It's hard with all my stuff up above. And then I'll bring my little label in to do my stamping. Can you get it?
Hello.
Thank you. And this sentiment says, sending all the hugs. And of course, beautiful font, but what a sweet message as well.
LaDonna says she has no plans.
No plans? I may have my head in the camera. If I do, I'm sorry. out and jump back in. See if that helps. Oh, did I lose my little leaf? Can you do it?
I'm working on it.
Okay. I'm actually gonna just put, I think, a glue dot. To hold this down. Got on my thumb. Because the sentiment will go over it and that will help hold it as well. Just place that however you like it. Can I move mine up a tiny bit? And then we'll just add that sentiment with some more dimensionals.
Jan Miller says she's got grandkids coming this afternoon.
Oh, do you? That'll be fun. I'm over-dimensionalizing this sentiment, but that's okay. I don't even